How's it going? Good to see you again here with us. This is installment number 2 of Christian's quarantine guitar videos. Just first of all, I want to say thank you to all of you who joined us last week and just learned this non-bar chord way of playing the B minor chord. So, coming back to you again this week with another, hopefully fear-dispelling lesson on how an alternate way to play a commonly seen bar chord in worship music. So, today we're going to be looking at the F sharp minor chord. This chord is, I'd say, most commonly seen in the key of A, as it is the 6 minor. However, we do see it sometimes in the key of E, sometimes in the key of D. And so I just think learning this will really open up a lot of key options for those of you who are learning guitar. And you won't be relegated to playing everything in the key of G, even if you're a woman. And sometimes that means you have to sing very low. My hope is that in these videos, you'll be able to have the tools you need to select a key that will allow you to sing in a range that is appropriate for you as you know, just whoever you are in learning in this video. So let's jump right in. So as we did in our last video, I'm going to show you not only the non-bar chord way, but I also just want to show you the bar chord way so that you know how to do it. Because just in making these videos, I don't want to sort of enable people to avoid bar chords for their whole life. My hope in this is to just hopefully give you ability so that you can play these songs that use bar chords even before you have quite worked up the grip strength that you need to be able to play them. However, I would encourage you that just as you continue to progress as a guitar player, to learn how to play these chords as a bar chord. Not just so that you can be cool and show your friends that you can play bar chords, although that is an added benefit, but also just so that as an artist, you can have sort of the creative, sort of palette or options for these different chords. So say there's a song where you wanted to play the bar chord just because you thought it sounded better. It's great to be able to have that tool, or some of these other voicings that we've been talking about. So anyway, that's my heart in all this. So I am going to start by showing you how to play the bar chord version. So let's jump right in. So we're going to start by just kind of finding the root of this bar chord. So this, again, the biggest string, this E string here, on the 2nd fret, that is the F sharp note. So this is where we start building our chord. So similarly to the B minor bar chord, we're going to use our finger to sort of bar this whole thing. The difference here from the B minor chord is that the B note is on this A string, 2nd string. And because of that, you're only barring these notes, and you're just kind of muting this top one as we talked about last week. However, with the F sharp minor, since the F sharp is on the E string, you're actually barring all the strings. Don't have to mute any of them. So while I understand that barring another string, it just feels like, wow, it just takes a lot more strength. The great part about this is that you can actually use both fingers to give you like that really like grab that thing, you know what I mean? Because you don't need this middle finger to play any other notes like we did with the B minor chord. So what you can do is hold it down. You can hold it down with your other finger on top of it if that helps give a little more grip strength for you. And then what you're going to do with this ring finger and pinky is that you're going to play them here. So this is basically on the 4th fret. It's almost like playing an E minor. Some of you guys are familiar with this chord. Most people play it with these fingers. So you're basically playing an E minor chord and then just moving it up 2 frets. So you're playing, again, the A string and the D string. And then all you do is put those 2 fingers on that bar on the 2nd fret. You get that nice, rich F sharp minor sound. Before we move on to the way that I'm going to teach you today, I do want to just acknowledge that there is another way to play this that is not a bar chord. It's like this. I know we talked about you know, that alternate way of playing the B minor last time. And you just, you know, I sort of let my feelings out about that. Again, I'm sorry if that offended you. This way of playing the F sharp minor, I like it more than I like this B minor. So if you'd like to use this, you're welcome to. It's not wrong. Again, I'd say it's another sort of, you know, option for you creatively to make a decision about which way you want to play the F sharp minor. The reason why I don't play this, even though it sounds pretty cool, is that it doesn't have the F sharp in the bass, which I think is the strongest, it gives it the strongest sound. And also you have to mute this top string, which I just like to strum all the strings, you know. Don't have to worry about muting anything on top. So let's take a look at the way that I'm going to teach you now. So here we go. So again, we're starting the exact same place we did the bar chord. E string, 2nd fret. With our middle finger, we're going to hold that down. Then, also with our ring finger and our pinky, we're going to actually kind of play, some of you may be familiar with the A2 chord, like this, right? That's exactly what we're doing. So we're on the same fret, on the 2nd fret, on the G and the D string. So I said those backwards, on the D and the G string. And then all you do is put that middle finger back on there, again, all on the same fret. And just like we did with the B minor, we're muting that A string. So again, that fat part of my middle finger is sort of just resting on top of that and muting that so that you don't want the A to sound, but you can still strum it, because if you have it muted, it's not going to sound. So then that's pretty much it. Sounds amazing. Anyway, I think that's a great way to play that. I will play one example. As a male singer, oftentimes I will play How He Loves in the key of A, and so here's what it would sound like. It's like... by the grace in his eyes. His grace is an ocean we're all sinking. So heaven meets earth like a... Anyway, I won't let you know if I'm a sloppy wet kisser or an unforeseen kisser. I'll sort of leave that up to the mystery here. Come to a North Lake service and you'll find out on which side of that divide I stand. Anyway, just want to say thanks so much for joining us again. I hope that this F sharp minor not debunking, that's the wrong word, demystifying elimination of fear video was helpful for you all. And yeah, just let me know in the comments or to me what you thought. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Cool, thanks. You thought I was gonna leave without showing you that super hip chord that I ended my last video with, didn't you? I had not forgotten. So last week, this is just a sort of bonus material. Last week, I played a little bit of No Longer Slaves, as you may remember. And then I ended with this chord. So beautiful. Let me just briefly talk about it. This is a super easy chord to play. Many of you are familiar with the C chord, right? So all I'm doing is taking that C chord shape and moving it up 2 frets. I'm muting that top string with my thumb. So what this is just another voicing of a D chord. Here's the D, right? It's kind of just like a super hip way to play that. The way that I like to play it actually is like this, which is with my ring finger playing that A note, which technically makes it more of like a D over A, which is, second inversion. I like playing it that way just because I can strum all the strings, and as I've mentioned, I don't want to have to mute that top string. It just feels kind of funny. So you're welcome to use that. I use it I found that it pretty much only works in the key of G. So if you try to play that in the key of E or, key of A or something, it might sound a little funny. But anyway, try it out, see if you like it. And yes, just thought I would come back and end things with that cool, nice sound there. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.